Assalamualaikum dear students. As we are covering our chapter number 16 sound of new learner secondary science book 2. In this unit we have learned about how sound is produced by the vibrating bodies and sound transfer energy from one place to another. And we have also discussed about the speed of sound in different mediums. In our today lecture, we will discuss about how the human ear detects sound, what are the functions, what are the major parts of the human ear which are used to detect sound waves. And we will also discuss today about the importance of sound and music in our society. So let's move our first topic, that is the air. So we can observe that our air is basically energy converter. The reason is that because it can change the sound energy into electrical energy. So these signals are then sent to the brain. The brain interprets the signals by comparing them with the huge memory of sound it has stored. So sound waves are first collected by the air part, that is the outer part, that is also known as outer ear, the funnel shaped pinna in the outer ear, which directs the sound waves through the ear canal to the eardrum. So the eardrum is a thin sheet of skin that is stretched tightly across the end of the ear canal. And so the vibrations of the air molecules in the air canal make the eardrum vibrate. So these vibrations of the eardrum set up a chain of vibrations into the three tiny bones. The names of these tiny bones are hammer, anvil, and stirrup. So these bones are arranged in a lever-like manner so that the vibrations in the stirrup are greater than those in the eardrum. So the stirrup vibrates against a membrane on the outside of the inner ear called cochlea. What is cochlea? A cochlea is a coiled tube filled with fluid and tiny hairs. So this vibrating membrane that is cochlea makes the fluid in the cochlea to vibrate, and this moves the tiny hair that are present after the cochlea. So tiny hairs respond to the vibrating fluid by producing tiny electrical signals which are sent along the auditory nerves to the brain. So brain is collecting the message from the auditory nerves, and then the brain interprets the electrical signals as sound. So sound is produced by ears and interpreted by the brain. So ears are considered as energy converter that changes sound energy into the electrical energy, while the brain is considered as the interpreter that converts electrical signals that are produced by the ear as sound. So this is very important what is the effect of sound on our ear. So our ear are very delicate and can be easily damaged. So if any part of the ear, especially the eardrum, is damaged, a person may become deaf. So deafness can be take place by damaging any part of our ear. So this is the structure. You can see that in the diagram, the outer ear pinna, and after that three bones are present cochlea and tiny hairs are present, and at the end the auditory nerve sends the message to the brain, and brain converts the electrical signals into the sound. So this is what we are talking about, how the sound basically reach to our ears and how these sounds can be interpreted by the brain. So not all sounds can be heard or made by human beings. Extremely low pitched and high pitched sounds are often impossible for man to hear or make. So the faster an object vibrates, higher is the pitch of the sound produced. So we will discuss now that what is the frequency of sound. So frequency of a sound can be described as the number of sound vibrations set up in 1 second. So SI unit of frequency is hertz. Now I would like to explain what is the difference between the pitch of a sound and frequency. So pitch basically refers to the sensation of frequency. So sensation of frequency is pitch, while frequency is the number of sound vibrations set up in 1 second. So I would like to explain the relationship between frequency and pitch. So you should keep in your mind that as pitch is the sensation of frequency, so higher the frequency, higher will be the pitch, and lower the frequency, lower will be the pitch. So this is the relationship between pitch of a sound and its frequency. Now we will move towards second topic of today's, that is importance of sound and music. First of all, I would like to tell you what is meant by music. So music is a sound which is pleasant to our ears. So musical sounds usually comprise a series of sounds with smooth, regular patterns, and they are produced by instruments that contain devices which vibrate the air in or around them. So musical instruments are guitar, piano, all these are producing pleasant effects, and these are considered as musical devices because they are producing musical sounds. Now we will move towards effects of musical sounds. So effects of musical sounds are, you can say that quiet and soft music has a soothing effect. So and they can reduce even the stress in the people, especially those living in fast-paced cities, because they are spending a tough life, a tough routine. So quiet and soft music producing a soothing effect in them. In the same way, background music is also used in shopping malls, airplanes, and restaurants to provide relaxation to their customers and to calm the people. So we will also discuss as music also serves an important form of entertainment, recreation, and expression, because it is a channel for musicians and composers to express their creativity and feelings. So music is basically called an international language, you can say. Now we will move towards importance of sound. So what is the importance of sound? From the ringing of a school bell to the sound of our heartbeat, sounds give us information about what is happening inside or outside us. So man and animals use a variety of sounds for communication. When we talk, for example, we are able to teach and learn from one another and pass on ideas, opinions, thoughts, and feelings. So sound basically, you can say that are very useful and its importance cannot be denied in any case. So sound basically also serves as warning signals to us, and the sirens from the ambulance, fire engine and police car basically warns the vehicles in front of them to give way. The ringing of a fire alarm informs us of an outbreak of fire so that we can make the necessary evacuations. And the ringing of a burglar alarm in a house or a bank indicates a possible break or a robbery in the progress. So there are a lot of musical instruments through which sound can be produced. For example, wind instruments produce sound when air is blown into them. So this is also an example of musical instrument. In the same way, string instruments produce sound when their stretched strings are plucked or scraped. Brass instruments produce sound when the air in the pipes move due to the lip vibration of the user. You can also take an example of the production of sound, that is keyboard instruments produce, such as piano, produce sound when their keys are activated to strike or pluck the string. In the same way, you can also take another example of pipe organ whose keys vibrate different columns of air with different lengths. So you can say that there are different types of musical instruments through which we can produce the pleasant effect. So importance of sound can be increased in such a way that you are listening to me and I am delivering the lecture and you are understanding the concepts. So this is also the importance of sound, you can say. And as we have done today, how the sound travels from the air to our ears and how the sound is interpreted by the brain, we have discussed it today. And in the same way, we have also discussed about the importance of sound and the music, and we have also discussed today the frequency of sound and the relationship between the pitch of the sound and the frequency. And importance of sound and music is very important, as we have discussed the different musical instruments through which sound can be produced. And I would also like to tell you what is noise, or what is you can say what is noise. So noise is made up of sounds which vibrate in irregular patterns. It is unwanted or unpleasant sound that is often very loud. So louder a sound is, the more energy it carries. So the loudness of a sound is measured in decibels, and decibels can be represented a unit that is small d and capital B. So it represents decibels. That is the unit that is used to measure the loudness of sound. And loudness of sound can be defined as, loudness of a sound is the property of sound by which we can distinguish between a loud and a faint sound. So noise is produced by the irregular patterns of sound waves which are unwanted or unpleasant to us. So there is a lot of difference between musical sound and noise sound. Noise produces a jarring effect on our body, while musical sound produces a pleasant effect on our body. So this is the major difference between noise and musical sound. Now I would like to give you the home task, and I would also like to explain some facts that are related to this home assignment. You have to solve two MCQs first, and after that come towards question number 3. You have to write that how are sounds produced. So you have to recall the previous lecture, and you should mark some points and write down the answer briefly, how are sound produced. In question number 4, you can see the diagram that shows a human ear. So human ear picture is there. You have to first label all the parts from A to F. You have to label all the parts. In the second part, you have to state that the function of A, C, D, F. Like you have to identify first which is the part A, B, and C, D, E, F. And then after that, you have to write only the functions of A, C, D, and F. And the last question that you have to do is you have to write any 3 uses of sound. So you can also take these uses from your book, or you can also write according to the concept that I have delivered to you, and write down any 3 uses of sound waves, or sound that is produced by the vibrating body. So you have to do your complete your home assignment till tomorrow, and you have to submit as quickly as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.